Hello children, this is Poonam and today I bring you the video edition of Act 1, Scene 3 from The Merchant of Venice. This is basically for your overall understanding, children, of the scene, and you are getting the details in the virtual classes. So let's begin with the summary of Act 1, Scene 3. Shylock, the Jewish moneylender, is introduced in the scene. He emerges as a powerful and dynamic figure. Bassanio approaches Shylock for a loan of 3,000 ducats for 3 months. Shylock's hatred for Antonio intensifies the drama. Frequent ridicule by Antonio for years makes him hesitant to lend money to his friend Bassanio. Shylock is also aware of the risks involved in the merchandise business. Shylock foresees an opportunity to take his ancient revenge on Antonio. Shylock dislikes Christians and refuses Bassanio's invitation for dinner. He would prefer to have only business relations with them. He will buy with them, sell with them, talk with them, walk with them, etc., but will not eat or drink or pray with them. On Antonio's arrival, Shylock expresses his dislike and hatred for Antonio, who lends money gratis. Shylock seizes this opportunity basically to trap him. Antonio informs Shylock that personally he neither lends nor borrows money on interest. He makes this exception only to help his bosom friend Bassanio. Shylock has been angry for many years and accuses Antonio of having spat on him and insulted him by calling him a dog. We go to the next slide. Antonio, being firm and arrogant in his opinion, confirms that he would insult Shylock again in future. Therefore, he asks Shylock to lend money not to a friend, but as to an enemy. Keeping his ancient grudge in mind, Shylock creates an idea of a strange bond. Antonio is asked to sign a bond, according to which, if he fails to repay the amount in due time, Shylock would be entitled to take an exact pound of flesh from any part of Antonio's body that he may desire. In spite of Bassanio's warning, Antonio agrees to take a loan under such cruel conditions. On the other hand, Antonio is quite confident of repaying the loan before the expiry of the bond. Shylock asks Antonio to meet at the notary to sign the casual bond. Antonio, unable to judge Shylock's intention, feels that Shylock has become kind. We go to the significance of the scene, children. There are a few points which you should know. The existing hostility between the Jews and the Christians. In the Elizabethan age, Jews were foreigners in the land of Christians. They were a hated race because they lent money on interest, which was considered as sin in the Christian religion. They were treated with contempt and sometimes persecuted by them too. The Jews, on the other hand, hated the Christians for bringing down the rate of interest and harming their profession. The Jews could not tolerate some of the habits and customs of the Christians, for example, eating pork. This hostility was based on religious intolerance. In the next slide, we talk about the element of improbability. This is not for you to write in your exams, but you should know. The main plot of the play, that is the Bond story, has a marked improbability. It is impossible to believe how a wise person like Antonio could agree to such a bond. On the other hand, we are forced to think why he could not raise an amount of 3,000 ducats. We come to the importance of money. All the 3 important characters in the scene need money for different reasons. For Shylock, earning money is a passion and addiction. For Bassanio, money is a means to win his love, and Antonio needs money to help Bassanio. The next point, that is law versus mercy. This deep opposition between law and mercy reaches its climax in the trial scene, but it has its roots in this scene. Now I come to the characterization. You can see in this slide, I have the character of Shylock. Shylock is one of the most controversial characters created by Shakespeare, although the most interesting too. He is the prototype figure of the 17th century Jew. He is crusty, unscrupulous, and cruel. He wants to catch Antonio at a disadvantage to satisfy the ancient grudge that he bears him. Shylock has valid reasons for his hatred for Antonio, as he lends money gratis, bringing down the rate of interest. Antonio has spat on him, kicked him, and ridiculed the Jews. Shylock's impolite rejection of Bassanio's invitation for dinner makes the Jews' religious and cultural objection clear. The Jewish-Christian antagonism is prevalent. He is driven by his strong determination based on hatred and revenge. Shylock is shrewd and cunning enough to know about the dangers to Antonio's business ventures. He knows about every detail of commercial activity in Venice. Shylock very cleverly maintains control of his dialogue, especially when he speaks to Bassanio. Sometimes Shylock loses his temper, but he knows when to be angry and when to calm down. When Antonio is angry, Shylock is calm. Shylock's cunningness is evident when he tells Antonio and Bassanio that the proposed clause about the pound of flesh in the bond is merely a joke. We come to the character of Antonio. Antonio is a symbol of true friendship and loyalty. He is ready to risk his life to help his friend. He is extremely generous to Bassanio as he helps him lead an extravagant life by giving him numerous loans. He can go to any extent for his friendship. However, Antonio's careless attitude puts him into trouble. He is intolerant in his treatment to Jews. He takes the bond casually, which later becomes his bond of death. Antonio becomes blind in his loyalty to Bassanio and is trapped and manipulated by Shylock. Bassanio. The character of Bassanio is as follows: a carefree young man leading a luxurious life on the loans taken from Antonio. Bassanio is equally loyal to Antonio. He stops Antonio from signing the bond, which has dangerous consequences. Only after Antonio's reassurance does he allow him to enter the bond. Now children, here is a solved extract for you. I will read out the extract, and as I told you earlier also, you have the extract, but the questions can come from anywhere in the scene. So I'll read out the extract to you. Shylock, 3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound. Bassanio, your answer to that? Shylock, Antonio is a good man. Bassanio, have you heard any imputation to the contrary? This is your extract. Your first question. What does Shylock mean by Antonio being sufficient? What does he mean by Antonio's means are in supposition? According to Shylock, what has Antonio done to his business? 3 questions, and you are expected to give 3 points here. So the answer to the first question, what does Shylock mean by Antonio being sufficient? He means that Antonio is financially well off. What does he mean by Antonio's means are in supposition? It means that Antonio's business ventures are subject to risk. According to Shylock, what has Antonio done to his business? According to Shylock, he has squandered it abroad. Question number 2. Who is the Nazarite? Other than eating, what will Shylock not do with the Christian? Now 3 marks, 3 points. Who is the Nazarite? Jesus Christ. Other than eating, what will Shylock not do with the Christian? He will not drink and pray, because these are personal activities. We go to the next continuation of the extract. Question number 3. According to Shylock, who does Antonio look like? What does catch him upon the hip mean? What would happen if Shylock forgave Antonio? Now, as Shylock sees Antonio, how does he describe him? He describes him as a fawning publican. The first point. What does catch him upon the hip mean? It means to get hold of him at a disadvantage. This is taken from the sport of wrestling. What would happen if Shylock forgave Antonio? Shylock's stride would be cursed. So 3 points, 3 marks. Question number 4. Who is Tubal? How much money will Shylock raise for Antonio? For how many months? Who is Tubal? A wealthy Jew. How much money will Shylock raise for Antonio? 3,000 ducats. For how many months? 3 months. So clear? Points, 3 points are there for 3 marks. Question number 5, children, always has 4 marks. So you will have to give your answer in 4 points. Who are water thieves? Which other perils does Shylock mention in connection to Antonio's ships at sea? Who are water thieves? They are pirates. Which other perils does Shylock mention in connection to Antonio's ship at sea? The perils of water, wind and rocks. Children, I hope you will benefit from this video edition and you will study well. So be safe, be healthy, and until the next video then. Bye children.